Hello, my name is Matt Nahat, everybody. It is great to see everyone here. Thank you so much for being here. I am hyped. We are all hyped here as we await the start of our Kingmaker game. Really good to see everyone. Feel free to interact in the chat. That would be so good. There are some new well, not alerts, but there are some new redeems for hero points, for setbacks, and for a flashback or a character from the past showing up for each of our characters. So have a look for those, see what find that hydrate. Thank you for being here, Ali. Really appreciate you being here. This will be not my usual type of stream. This will be a tabletop role-playing game with lots of fine folks who are going to introduce themselves right now. Let's pop over and chat to them. All right, so I'm going to start to release everyone's audio here. There we go. All right, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hello.
And this is our new overlay. This is our Kingmaker overlay. I hope you like it. It is very shiny and new. And these are our fine folk who are going to be joining us to play Pathfinder Kingmaker 2nd edition. And we have all sorts of wonderful, wonderful things for you guys planned. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm going to cycle around to our players to introduce themselves. So guys, as I go to each of you, I'm going to be doing so from top to bottom in the stream order there. So it's going to be TM Nix, Mixed Nuts, Azriel, and then Malkov. Guys, I'm going to be asking a couple of questions for you each that I've already posted in the Discord here. So keep those in mind. The questions that I'm asking are: what name do you want to be referred to by here as your player? And what is the name of your character? Where can we find you on Twitch if you do stream? And if you don't, that's okay. How long have you been playing and or GMing for tabletop role-playing games? And one sentence to describe your character. So, DM next. We're going to start with you. Tell us about yourself, dude.
Right. That's me. You said the name. You got it right. I have stuff on Twitch and Discord and YouTube, all in the same name. It's almost like I planned on making it the same, and so picked it and made it happen and created the accounts around the same time. Go figure. So strange. I am playing Cassiur, the champion of Abadar.
And
He is a lawful individual who gives people a choice: redemption or hammer.
redemption or hammer. That sounds exciting. All right.
Oh, you know, it's a good choice, right?
Oh yeah, always a choice. Let's see. So, we've got Mixed Nuts next. Tell us about yourself, Mixed Nuts.
Hello, hello. I've been playing tabletop role-playing games since I was about 10.
Yep.
So 30, 35, 36 years now. I've been running it for almost that same length of time, depending on one system or edition to another. So for places you can find me, I'm obviously on Twitch, mixednutstv.com or .twitch. So otherwise for that, I'm really looking forward to this. My character's name is Tarno. And his primary goal is to find or create a place where everything is accepted.
Nice. For that, we are going to go over to Azriel.
Hello. So my name is Azrael. I don't stream very much, but when I do, I stream on Twitch at Azrael_PC. I enjoy like lots of role-playing games. I've been playing tabletop role-playing games for a grand total of maybe a year. Whenever we started the Cyberpunk campaign for DMX, and my character is a brevet noble, the Orlovsky family, and he's like a detective, and he just wants to uncover the truth and help people along the way.
All right, well, thank you for being here. And finally, we have Malkov.
Everybody, I don't have any socials. You won't find me anywhere other than on DM's stream, Mixed Nuts stream, or here. And I've been playing role-playing games since 1978. And we're going to be playing Resgen Mordithius. He's an adventurer and just excited to be out in the world and have a good time.
Fantastic. Thank you each for being here. Really appreciate that you've taken the time and stuck it out with us, made wonderful characters for us to get to know. And I sincerely hope, and we all sincerely hope, that we have a lot of fun here. The session should be approximately 4 hours, maybe slightly under, with a 5-minute or so break, 5 to 10-minute break in the middle. We will get to that a little bit later, but we're going to get into some flashbacks as you guys are standing. Yes, you are together, but you haven't really been here long enough to get to know each other. There are a lot of people that have been lining up on the outside of the Eldori Manor, where you notice, just looking about you, that this is a hilltop manor, and the gardens are ordered and beautiful. There are some lovely trees around, but the thing that you have been worried about, perhaps just a little because it keeps on getting closer and louder, is you see storm clouds off in the distance and hear the rolling of thunder, and as it seems to be getting closer and closer, the longer you wait, and more people are called to see Lady Jamandi Eldori, but you guys are still here. You're still waiting to be seen, and some of the last people to be seen amongst all of the people that have been gathered here. And so as you sit or stand on this hilltop amongst these beautiful gardens, we're going to have some flashbacks. So, to go screen. Oh yes. And so we're going to have a flashback here. Or, first of all, it's Blackwell. The waiting room is only lit by the foil lamp, oily glass tinting the light fur orange. Scuffs on the floorboards have long worn varnish, but it's been cleaned recently. A thin waft of smoke issues from the bottom of the door that is only now opening inwards. A thin rake of a man checks his pockets unnecessarily as he leaves, his eyes downcast and his tongue stumbling over his words as he promises to do better next time. His left hand is poorly bandaged, a sure sign of a fumbled break-in attempt no longer than 3 hours ago. Man pauses at the exit, half turns, and without looking directly at you, mumbles something about it being your turn next, while shouldering the door. Entering the room, the distinct smell of a fine Malthanite cigar permeates the air. A heavy-set, tall man with puffy cheeks and wide chin, made broader by wispy, greying mutton chops, looks down at your case file. A black top hat perfectly fits his head and is punctuated by a supple leather band, circular. A well-fitting age trench coat with accentuated collar that reveals fine black padding on the inside is open in front. A golden chain hangs loose over a starched white cravat, over his striped brown and orange vest, whose buttons. He looks up at you, his eyes sunken, tired, one of them whitened from partial blindness and the other too much in the shade of his hat, a colour. He stands, extending a gloved hand towards you. Barnabas Watch, paranormal detective at your service. Take a seat, Mr. Blackstone. His handshake is firm, formal, confident, authoritative. Take a seat.
Yeah, I'm sitting down. Excuse me, you said Blackstone? I think you mean Blackwell. I point to the file and Blackwell, right?
Ah, yes, it states here, Mr. Inkwell, that you were recently engaged as detective for the case of Elvira Hinnengrass of Chaseley Hill. Summary made out that she thought her husband was cheating on her, you see. So how did you find her, Mr. Black Ink? A nice piece of ass, I hope.
She was attractive, sure. Yeah. I found her and we talked, discussed the situation.
I see. Your surveillance report is impressive for someone completing his first real case. We do have a number of issues, Mr. Blackwater. You see, first of all, your use of department resources is a little too excessive. You did, take quite a few things, and, you're going to need to, well, explain yourself.
So you're saying that I exceeded my budget, but I accomplished what you asked me to accomplish, yes? Did you think that, like, did you think I could do more? I could do the job that I needed to do with less? Like, I did what I had to do to accomplish the job.
That is what will
If
be
I did-
expected of you.
Yeah, and I needed everything that I took.
Ah, very well, very well. Well, the next thing we have here is drawing too much public attention to yourself. A little bit of a lack of subtlety. What have you to say for yourself?
The situation called for me being boisterous in a certain instance. Yes. I had to project an air of confidence and I had to do what I had to do, and that's how I chose to do it.
Very well, Mr. Blackwell. The powers that have...
Finally, you got it right. Thank you. You finally got it. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
The powers that be have instructed me to find a suitable man with a frankly ludicrous list of desired attributes for a rather important case. It so happens that due to a series of unfortunate events with our more senior detectives that we don't have that level of discretion. Your potential is obvious, Mr. Backstreets, and this could make or break you. So I'm willing to offer this to you and stick it to the suits that make these sorts of requests. I don't know all the details yet, but if you are willing, Mr. Darklamp, then I will assign you the case. What say you?
First, I would like to say that I really think that you need to go. You need to like look at the case file and like learn people's names before you have these meetings. It's basic human respect. And I am a noble of House Orlovsky. Can you at least show me that much respect? Yes, I will take the case because I need the money.
Excellent. Good luck. And with that, you walk out into the... Alright, that was our first flashback. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yes, thank you.
Nice.
That's Barnabas Schwartz. Private detective. Paranormal detective, even.
I lost count. I was at 11 different names that you used for it.
Painstakingly
That
wrote
was-
those out.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Alright, we have Reskin Mordithius next. So, let's go back. Flashback scene. A gentle haze of morning drizzle assists with feeling more awake as you hoist your pack over your shoulders after a restless night's sleep. A field that yesterday promised to have firm ground, but through the night became sodden, riddled with pesky insects. Approaching the town, the shallow undulate light. Barley, corn, wheat, and crops painting the colour. Folk in worn overalls and dirty shirts wipe sweat off their wheelbarrow, left pitchfork, shovels, produce. Their simple, woven conical hats bob up and Arnold pulls the hunting, which means you take what little coin and trades goods you have into town to secure what you need for the next stretch of journey, and hopefully a cheap room for the night. That means sinking past ankle deep. Quaint village, made up of thin cobblestone buildings, with a thatched roof. Grain silos accentuate the fact that the town is the largest building in town, but not the tallest. Round stone pillars hold up a granite block that springs from the thatched roof. Make it look all the more ceremonious. Unpolished wooden walkway, occasionally covered by scattered wood. A couple of ceramic urns dot the walls, and behind the singular wooden table is a smiling. A little plaque on the table proclaims him as Mayor Danzig Rockbottom. He is a jolly and friendly man, but seems a little distracted by something in an open drawer behind his desk. Say to this man.
Good day, sir. I'm looking to procure a room and possibly some supplies for my brother and myself as we travel.
Ah, very good, very good. You traveling far?
Oh, just to... sorry, I've drawn a blank on the name of the
You're
city
just going
here.
south, effectively. South down the river.
We're just
Into the
out
void.
exploring the countryside, collecting stories.
Ah, very well. Well, as my plaque says, I'm Danzig Rockbottom. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
You as well, and I offer my hand.
He shakes it, but you only catch like his fingers as he he's kind of distracted with whatever is in the drawer at his desk. He says, like almost dismissively, but still friendly. He says, so you're looking for to do some trade, perhaps? We can set you up with a stall if you've got goods to barter with.
No, just the coin to purchase supplies.
Very well. I think that we can afford you that. He continuously looks down and at this drawer, and after a few minutes of like pleasantries and exchanging some information, he eventually pulls out a massive sweet cake with cream stuffed in its center. His hands work their way slowly around the cake, and his eyes widen as it gets closer and closer to his mouth. And it takes up 3/4 of his face. He takes a big bite into it, taking his hand away and continuing to chew noisily as cream runs down his thick black beard. So good! With that,
Looks like a mighty fine breakfast.
with that, he hands you a voucher for the local bakery, and gives you a little a map of the local market, and a couple of coins with permission to like buy and sell and trade and anything else that you might need to do here.
All right, I'll pick up everything and thank him first time.
Oh, of course. The day passes pleasantly. The townsfolk are happy. They're generous, and you manage to secure some good deals with them. Better than you expected from such simple folk. One of the townsfolk even offer you and Tarnal to stay in a spare room that was recently vacated by a teen who moved for work. They offer you small bowls of soup that night and crusty bread for dinner, sharing with you what they cook for themselves. Your sleep is good until a very loud and rude banging wakes you in the early hours of the morning. It's immediately clear that the banging is coming from the front door, and your host hurries to answer, dressed in night clothes. Heated argument immediately ensues, and a robust, well-dressed lawman pushes his way beyond, just pushing your host out of the way and barging his way into the home. The man demands for tax payment, which you identify far exceeds what you know to be fair for a village size.
I will remain as unobtrusive as possible so that he doesn't even notice me if possible.
Of course. He continues to stomp around the room that he's in. There's only really 3 rooms of this house. One is like a living kitchen kind of area. Then there is the room for host's children, child who is out adolescence, and walks around. He thumps his fist on the table loudly, and the crockery that ate from sort of reverberates in the like, "How dare you defy the taxes that you rightly owe?" Keeps on demanding this poor man for.
I'll gesture to Tar and point at the man and then point at his loot to get him to distract the guy a little. And I'm going to see if he's got a coin purse on him, with trying to not be noticed.
He absolutely has a coin purse on him. In fact, what you notice through the floor, through the boards of this host's home, which are not fully intact, you can see a rather large, bulging coin purse that has obviously taken more than its fair share of coins.
Well, I'll begin to play.
From the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
What sort of song? You don't have to know the name or anything. Like, what sort of music might this be? Is it a folk tale? Is it a jolly raunt?
It is as haunting a sea song as I know.
Start seeing this haunting. And you're using this distraction to try and grab the coin purse?
Yes.
Right. Very well. You succeed. Because this man is banging around. He's very rude as he gets to the door. He takes whatever the man has, puts a few silver coins into the tax collector's hands, and he says, "You better have more for me next time, filth." Walks out the door and he slams it behind him and he storms off to the house.
Well, he was certainly unpleasant. And I'll hand our host whatever they paid him in silver. I'm going to hand them in gold, or whatever I can out of the purse.
Very good. With that exchange, and with a thankful and, frankly, open-mouthed in amazement host. Ah,
Nice.
great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A little bit of insight into. All right, and our third and penultimate scene here, our second last one. We're going to be going now to Tarnal Huth. scene changes to our flashback scene. Hard driving rain makes for a great ambiance to a rendition, Play of Urgel's Axe, a long bloody ballad about the North Rebellion, a war of independence between Multhune and rebel woodsmen were at a loss until a half-elven trapper named Urgel Nermath became their leader and evened at least until his untimely demise at the hands of an assassin. The nation of Nermathas was born in honor. The warmth of the tavern fire and your skill have brought a solid audience to them. And shouts of encore inspire you to present some self-penned that serve as an epilogue that links that conflict and the other hostilities around Lake and Carthen, the inevitable return of Tar Bafon and a subsequent full-blown against him. Raining blood, theme that befits the driving rain. Oh, the humdrum of this life sometimes gets onto your nerves, day in and day out, practicing hours on end to keep the tavern keeper happy by giving the patrons a reason to stay for another day. You wrap up your set, placing your stand and absorbing the scattered applause, good-hearted but oft too vigorous slaps on the back from folk who smell of too much drink, or worse, covered in sweat, hickory smoke, or piss, filthy. Retreating upstairs to your room, where, as you close the door to the day, you remember the keeper entrusting the dubious task of testing out a new type of bedding that he apparently won in a fortuitous game of Golem. Not trusting his opponent's word, he's given it to you first to test out for the night, and you notice also on your table the presence of a small bowl of spiced brandy that rarely denotes a night where you have outdone your duty and the keeper sees fit towards you.
It's gonna be a good night. What are these bedclothes? I'm gonna ignore the brandy at first.
Yeah, so it's not the clothes that, like the bed clothes that stand out, it's like the mattress, whatever this thing is that really stands out. You notice that it has, like, it's a weird fabric. You don't recognize it upon laying your hands on it. And the closest thing, approximation that you can think of, is something akin to the insides of a water skin.
This is... I'm never gonna be able to sleep on this. I'll think I'll drown. And I'll reach over to grab the bowl of brandy and toss it back as quickly as, well, it all depends. High quality brandy?
Oh,
Or is
it's
this
good.
the raw, oh, well then I will sip on it. If it's the raw, undistilled stuff, that gets tossed back quickly.
With the brandy warm in your gullet, you lay down, immediately sensing the fine quality of it, and the strange sensation of floating on a cloud before sleep takes. Your dreams embody a goal you have yet to attain, making your way back to your father and the much comfier life of nobility, where bathtubs full of spiced brandy surely await you, and the pick of the prettiest women too. You open your eyes and stretch your arms, flexing your fingers. A piercingly cold droplet of water lands. Thought the other staff had said they fixed the hole. But then another. And another. You open your eyes and lightning flashes overhead. You're not inside.
What in the ever-loving hells is this? And I'm just going to look about.
Yeah, you can't see much because it is piercingly dark and storm clouds are overhead. You remember the driving rain earlier, and you think that you've probably been in bed for a little while and maybe are at the end of the eye of the storm.
How did I get out here? I'm going to look at what I was laying on. Is it the fine cloth that the master intended with that I
Absolutely.
test that I'm laying on?
Yeah,
Oh.
you look at it and you lurch to the side. Your legs are kicked out from under you. You search for ground that you never find, and instead, bitter cold water swallows your body, and your apparently floating bedding flips upside down above you, and your blanket starts sinking all around you, threatening to pull you down into the unknown.
Oh, immediate panic. Flailing arms, trying to get whatever clothes are wrapped around me off me as quickly as possible to see where the hell I actually am. This
Yeah.
cannot be right. This is not where I slept.
Indeed, and like you think, are you dreaming still? You and in fact you were not. This is reality. Wherever you are, and you come to your senses and you think, hang on, there's a pond out the back of the inn. Maybe that's where I am, and you sort of like look about you, and another streak of lightning flashes from above and illuminates the shore, the reedy shore that you can see, and you move towards it, still splashing, maybe unnecessarily, and you emerge from the lake at the back of the soaking wet, shivering from head to foot. You feel light of head and heavy of heart. The world's spinning around you, and you look down to see your legs covered in leeches.
Duck immediately out of the reeds and peel those little bastards off me as quickly as I can.
Well, that's when you hear, as you emerge from the reeds, the laughter of your oppressors, the stable boy Anton, and Jesko, the son of the scullery maid. In all likelihood, a third member probably lurks around here. The girl who made you a man, but every day since, a living hell.
Save 2 of the leeches in the palm of my hand, mouth up.
And as this memory, this flashback fades, we thank McNuts for... Who knows how he got his vengeance upon her, and about what this drove him to, perhaps leaving.
You'd be amazed what you can do with 2 leeches.
Scared the hell out of me.
Absolutely. All right, our final scene now, as
Depends how well you place them.
indeed, as we focus in on Casa Arndli. Is this final name? Can you pronounce that one?
Go for it, however you want. It was technically it was one I found that fit what he needed.
Okay.
And it seemed non-standard enough to fit his ancestral origins.
Right, very well. Well, we cross over to Sir as the scene. You wake suddenly. Something with coarse fur sticks its moist nose. You lurch forward, slamming your head on the discarded slatted wood paneling that was your trash collection will be tonight, which means finding yet another place to sleep. Startled squeaking tells you rats. Your head is still spinning and your eyes prickled by crusty gunk, but your arms are quick to respond as you lay them around. You very nearly catch one, fingers slipping on whatever encrusts the vermin's tail. You curse as hunger pains plague your stomach and tell yourself you'll be quicker next time. You've been saying that for 4 days. Extracting... Sorry, go ahead.
No, just hunger.
Extricating yourself from the refuse, look up, down the dip. A mangy dog pisses and shits at the same time, growling at your blood-stained teeth bared. Pipe music, drums can be heard from the square that isn't one. As you look up, hoping for a clothesline with a clean shirt, a bucket full of dirty water issues from above, half saturating you in greasy grime. No chance of joining the performance then, a tactic that worked well enough last week for a chunk of crusty bread, half-eaten, half-drunken ale with extra. The market is awash with vigilant vendors for consumable goods from fish, venison, herbs and spices, bread, wine, and selections of hard candies. You even spot the apple toffee man from whom you almost scored yesterday. Too early you think. Shadows. More and more people mill about, and several late-coming vendors open, making a quick buck. Coloured ribbons, scarves for children want. One with cheap jewellery like bracelets and tiaras for the spoiled little princesses clutching to mum's skirts. Assess the crowd. 3 possible marks. A robust woman, too many layers of petticoat, purse removed. 2. Well-dressed, slight gentleman, pockets. 3. Tradesman whose bulging pocket is probably his life savings, both hands busy, assisting in renovation before inevitably visits the bank.
Okay, so you said the third one was a merchant who looked like he'd worked hard.
Yes,
the thin man,
a workman.
what did he look like?
A workman is a tradesman.
Just a standard worker? Tradesman,
But
okay.
his
And
pocket
the
is
first one?
bulging. The first one is a woman with too many layers of petticoat to notice if her purse was.
We're going for her.
Okay. How do you
He sees
go
it as
about
the one who's worth the least for their money.
What is your tactic?
He knows it's not his best thing, but it's his only option. So he's going to go to one of the market stalls nearby that he knows has some fancy cloths or something, and tell them that he has a tip of someone coming who might buy their stuff in exchange for a few copper, and get them to distract her while he tries to swipe it.
Okay. That goes.
So basically try to get double paid. So double chance of trying to make some money to buy something to eat.
Yeah, so far your seems to be going well. They walk this and seems to be a sneak up behind the woman, a distraction. Raise your hand and you're just about lunge upon purse. Rough hand basically cuffs you. Caught you little rascal! Feel yourself being shoved into a dark alleyway, stumbling on the uneven ground, strong, rough hand around your neck. He shoves you again and you fall, your body chicaning against the rim of a storm shelter door, or it slammed down. Darkness.
How dark?
You were just outside. It was mid-morning, and this is stark darkness in comparison.
Okay. I will try to see if there's a little bit of light somewhere,
As you
so I
sort
could
of,
try to utilize the low light vision to try to see where I am, what's going on, and try to listen.
Hear the strike of flint and tinder. Dirty, angular face looking down at you. I'd normally have a half-dozen ideas of what to do with you, you scoundrel. I have half a mind to throw you to the constable, right here and now. It just so happens I might have a task for you.
What?
He takes you in, spits tobacco. Looks like you could do with a little feed, little one. How about a wager then? This here shiny silver piece says that you can't take this here little statuette and place it in the church without getting pinched.
Give me the silver ahead of time, and I'll make a deal. That way I can get something to eat. Otherwise, my stomach's going to be growling and I won't be able to do it. And it won't be a fair wager.
A silver now then, and a silver later, if it just so happens that you defy our expectations and succeed. He pauses, hocking a phlegmy lute. Or we could just see to it that you have that lovely date with the constable. Choice is yours.
Whatever. Give me your stupid statue and the silver.
To you, the silver. And the light goes. Hears footsteps retreating. And feel around and you find attached shelter.
What's the statue as I see it in the light?
The statue is fashioned like a cat, and it is made of maybe a slightly rarer wood. I think it's hickory. Nice enough, but there's no gems or like that.
Did the lady who I told the other lady was coming, was she willing to pay me a few copper to get for the suggestion of someone who would buy from her?
Yes, she was.
Okay, then I'll use those copper to buy something to eat. I'll go to one of the stalls or bakery or whatever nearby that I know about to grab something to eat and see who's there. See if there's any other street raff around who are in dire straits.
You gonna palm this off?
Not necessarily. That's not lawful. But that doesn't mean I won't seek aid.
Alright. You see, after a few minutes, a couple of young boys, maybe 12 to 4, messing around.
Perfect.
Their
I'll go to the bakery
clothing
first.
clearly befitting yours.
Yeah. So I'll go to the bakery first and buy whatever I can for the couple coppers that I got for being a referral. And I'll put the silver hidden somewhere inside my clothing where it won't be lost.
One final thing before we close the scene. What is your pitch to these riffraff? Try to scheme. Put this, I'm assuming you're gonna follow through and put this
no.
statuette in.
Yeah, I found food for them. Like, I went and was able to drum up some food.
Okay.
So how about
Here's
they
some
help me
food
out?
and they help you.
And in exchange, maybe I'll, look them up again next time I have a little bit of extra food.
Good. I agree. Okay. 2 silver pieces. That is scene, sir.
Does that mean there's a redeem to smite him?
Hmm?
A very large redeem to smite him?
Hey, you don't know what's going on.
Alrighty. So, thank you for participating in that, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those flashbacks that shed a little light on your characters that are standing or sitting here as the storm clouds gather at Eldori Mansion here in southern. We can now. Why don't we go around and you can each describe what you look like to each other? And perhaps have a word or two before you are hauled in to see.
Do you
Well,
have an order for that, or just free for all?
Oh, no, you can go.
Nuts. Go for it.
Tarnal is dressed in as many colors as he could manage, all as bright as possible, all as fine as possible, which, with the way his current lifestyle has gone, is probably not as fine as he would like. Fop of hair on the top of his head, mostly unkept. Might have raked his fingers through it a few times today to try to keep it in line. Looks up at the storm clouds and goes, I am not sleeping in the rain again. I always have a bad feeling when that has to happen. And he turns and looks at his brother and goes, are they going to let us in anytime soon?
Maybe they're just testing us to see how patient we are. Reskin's tall, slightly over 6 foot tall, thin, but looks like he's, not built, but, muscular enough that he's been very active, obviously. He's wearing dark leather, light leather armor and a cloak with a hood. Has a short bow slung across his back. He's got his hair's kind of tied up for the most part in braids and or a ponytail. To kind of keep it off to the side. Relatively young looking for an elf. And he stands very tall and sure of himself, and he's very open and friendly to anybody who walks by. He says hello, or he'll respond and greet people happily as they're walking around.
So I'm looking at mixed. How do you pronounce the name again?
Tarnal.
So I look at Tarnal, and I can't look directly at Tarnal because my eyes can't handle all the bright, different. Can't do it. I've got to look. I got to find something behind you and look. But I'm wearing a cloak, a leather cloak with a hood. I've got some light armor on. I've got some scrolls. I've got a bag slung over my shoulder. It's got my gear in it. I keep the hood relatively right to where I can see out, but concealing me. But you can tell that I'm a noble. You can tell I'm a noble.
Cassiodor is wearing as much plate as he can afford, which is currently not as much as he'd like, but he was able to get a breastplate. He has a hammer that's very, very large, so it's actually a maul. Has almost otherworldly eyes, and has a very stern look.
Are you human?
Obviously has a pack of adventuring gear.
Are you human?
Am I what?
Human.
Mostly.
The eyes aren't right.
Exactly.
They're not left, but they're not
human.
right.
Exactly. He looks like he's human with a touch of something to him. That's why I said the eyes looked a little otherworldly, because they are. What that is unknown. But he has a very stern look. Very militaristic. He has a emblem of Abadar, as well as a emblem of a fist of light, or radiant fist, as it were, emblem of his order. And he looks at Lucas. Hey, you see the guys you're looking for?
I think so.
What's your suggestion? Chill it out and see what happens?
Yeah, let's just hang back and see what happens with Lady Eldor.
All right.
Part of
See
the
what
reason.
happens.
Part of the reason why you are here is that somehow, last few weeks, I've come across a letter from Jaman, inviting a would-be adventurer to come to her manor, discuss possible being that none of you have really had any good any good bites recently. This seemed like a good option. So here you are at Lady Jamundiel home, impressive hilltop manor, cobblestone path bordered by regal oak edges, and finally, after waiting God knows how long, as the storm clouds gather, the led into the great hall.
All of us, all of the last four of us that were waiting.
All of the love.
Does anybody need to see said letter?
It's not meaningful in that it's basically just a call of heroes. Looking for heroes, we're looking stout of heart, that sort of thing.
We're losing, yeah.
To come.
Audio.
Your audio's cutting in and out, Matt. Now it's better.
Yes, yeah.
Apologies.
No worries.
It's going to be fixed.
It's all good. It happens.
So, the spacious,
We've all been there before.
Spacious hall has been prepared for a great feast.
Looks like a well done place.
Bunch of things.
Look at all that food. We're gonna eat
Da-la-la.
well tonight.
This place is packed.
There's a lot of people here.
Oh,
Who are all these people?
I'm sure we'll find out. They probably all got the same letter.
Maybe. Not all of them
Or else they work
appear to
for.
be adventurers, to my eye.
Well, I'll describe them for you in a moment, but
We're just bantering while you get set, Matt.
Yeah, this is in character stuff.
Interrupt whenever.
It's been prepared for a great feast. Servants hustle and bustle about. This is the first time that we've had music, so adjust your playlist volume accordingly. As festivities can.
That's quite lovely.
Servants hustle and bustle about, while several armed soldiers, Lady Jamundi's house guards, watch over the hall from their positions against the east and west wall. To the north, a fire crackles. That's over here. Away in a large fireplace, an iron lever is secured by a lock and adorns the fireplace's eastern face. Two massive crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling 20 feet above. The walls are decorated with painted murals of idyllic woodland scenes, nymphs frolicking amid waterfalls, satyrs dancing with fauns in wooded glades, and various winged fairy creatures flitting through the trees. 9 long tables are arranged around the central portion of the room, each holding plates, utensils, mugs, goblets, and full, ready to be poured pitchers of ale, wine, mead, and water. Smell of roasted meat and other delicious scents fills the room, yet no food has yet been served. So it's ready, and you can smell it. And you haven't eaten for a while. At least not however well it's gonna be. It's
yes, that moment of torment.
I'm grinning from ear to ear, and my
If we're
stomach,
able to go, sorry.
my stomach is not growling at all because I haven't really had a problem with food,
Okay.
but I am loving what I'm smelling. We're in for a treat, Kaiser.
Cassoder would nod and probably move over towards like the center and wait to be informed where he's supposed to go, not try to be too intrusive unless we're given an indication what we're supposed to do.
the Eldori guards that guard this southern entrance basically just gesture to the empty spaces on the tables surrounding you, and basically just nod, say, and sit.
I'll just clap Tarn on the shoulder and be like, "All right, finally, we're getting a good meal," and walk over towards the table closest to us.
Game is no longer paused, so
Okay.
yeah. So you can take a seat.
Stand there for a while, looking around, see where the others go.
Okay. Good.
I'm gonna take a seat next to this stunning redhead.
Indeed, indeed.
I'm sure that it's not dangerous at all or anything. I'm going to come over here.
Good evening, madam.
So when you say the stunning redhead, is this
Yes.
right? As you sit, she smiles at you. Says, "Oh, hello."
Smells like we're in for quite a treat.
Looking forward to it. And she looks down at her cup.
I'm
Should
gonna
can I call on for someone to fill your cup?
Says, "Oh no, I'm fine."
lean in real close to Resnick's ear and just go, "Who did you take that letter off of? And what have you gotten us into?"
Shrug. I don't know. Seemed fun. We're getting a good meal out of it.
Lucas, as you
I would.
Good.
You guys can keep
You
going.
can go if you want.
As you try to talk to this redhead, she's clearly not all that interested. But on the opposite side of you, you notice another woman, tall, muscular, human woman. She's clad in a mix of animal skins, leathers, battle-scarred hide armor, And she wears a massive greatsword in a scabbard across her back. It's like the size of you.
The one on my direct
It's
right,
like
or the one
Cloud.
across from me?
Just here.
Okay.
And she goes,
Uh,
Ah, you're not really having much luck there, are you?
I'll laugh along with her. That's good.
I turn to her and I say, I had to try, right?
You always got to try.
No matter. Like the look of that great sword you got there.
Oh, I have slayed my share of baddies. I remember that one time when this young dwarven upstart came up to me in a bar and said that I couldn't wrestle an alligator. And, well, I soon stuffed him into the alligator's snout. I'm sure it was a lovely meal. Ha ha ha!
Ha ha ha! And I pick up my glass and I toast.
The name's
I will begin
Amiri.
to drink slightly, just more checking out who's performing where
Mm-hmm.
and their quality.
Okay. Why don't you make the first check of the day then with a perception? See how you assess this room and what you might notice as far as the
I actually wanted to case the room over here as well, which is why I picked the placement I did, is I can have most of the room within view
brilliant.
while not standing out that casing it as much. But I'll give a polite nod to the lady there, and I'm not sure, it looks like someone with a hood, so I don't know if it's a dwarf or human or what, but give a nod to them as I take my seat. Evening.
The one across from you, or the one on? No, I think you meant the one across from him.
No, both.
Oh,
Yeah, so you give them a nod.
Be polite to everyone.
The one across from you basically ignores you, but the woman to your left, she looks you up and down. She greets you politely. Oh, it is a great pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I am Valerie.
Valerie, nice to meet you. I'm Cassier.
Cassier. Wonderful. What brings you here? Other than the obvious.
That and the will of Abadar.
Right. Oh, well, it could be worse.
Always could be worse.
All right.
Abadar brings us from where we were to where we're going.
So the way that this goes here is there's only like a few moments of getting seated, saying hello to maybe one person each before Lady Eldori arrives. I'm going to pop over to Rezkin and Tarnal as you have seated down there. And the man across from you is a gnome. He's impeccably dressed in fine robes and silks. He looks more like a stately gnome prince than an actual. And as you take a seat, he scoffs at you. He says, "Oh, what foul nonsense is this? Such all of these awful people. Why would Lady Eldori, this woman of such stature, bow to get such help as these?"
No, look over at Tarby. I don't think he likes us.
I'm just going to say, you are highly critical of your qualities, sir. You should probably think better of yourself.
the gnomish man, he huffs, just like, "Oh, you want to go that way, do you? You will not hear. I will not suffer such a fool speaking to Tartuccio the Great."
Do you always refer to yourself in the third person, or is that just when you're being pompous?
Only in the presence of someone so. Ugh.
And well spoken as well. Oh, bravo, sir. Bravo.
I lean back and I look down. And I'm like, this
I'm
again.
gonna kind of lean over the table a little bit and sniff very obviously. Ooh, and he smells good too.
He definitely does. All right, so after these few moments of like sitting and at least getting your bearings, with that 18 tunnel, the performers um, are very, very good. They have been employed by a very significant noble, the Lady Demandi Eldori herself, a sword lord, reputed Lord Mayor of Restov, and this performance is definitely fitting for such fine.
Well, that was how I was determining the quality of the establishment we're in. How good are the performers, and how well do they look like they're being paid?
They are excellent, and they're being paid well. So after these few minutes, looking about, you can see the people that are highlighted there. You can see that there are people juggling and entertaining. You can see staff are coming out. You can all of these different adventurers of various stature. But in short order, a striking half-elf enters the hall, followed by an aristocratic, middle-aged human man. The man wears finely tailored clothes, while the woman appears dressed for battle. She wears a fine leather coat over a sparkling mail shirt, and at her waist hangs an Aldori dueling sword, bright silver pommel. Two make their way to the head table, where they remain standing. The man speaks first. "Greetings, heroes. I am Esov Selemius, Lord Mayor of Restov, and this," gestures, "is Lady Jamandi Aldori. We both thank you for answering her call of heroes. You may be few, but we need only the best for this great task." Lady Jamandi offers the room a broad smile. "South of here, beyond Bravo, the stolen land. This disputed territory has been claimed time and again by settlers. Because the area has been haven for bandits, monsters, it has never been held for long. Estol tends for this to change. Enough courage to drive off the dangerous denizens of the stolen land. You can seize territory for yourselves and name yourselves Baroness or Baron. Restov tends to recognize the legitimacy of the new rulers of the land. None of the other neighboring realms care enough to challenge you. They are prepared to provide backing as a trade partner and military ally. Claim the land, will have my, oh, indeed, all of Restov's. Lady Jamandi raises her goblet. But the details of your individual missions and your charters into the stolen lands can indeed wait. I raise my glass to you, brave heroes. For now, let us eat and enjoy the evening. Tomorrow promises to be a very busy day." After Lady Jamandi finishes, her servants begin to circle around the room, filling mugs with ale, fruit, juice, or water, and serving food from heaping platters. The feast itself includes 4 courses in all, but we will see them out. The first course, crisp greens, slightly flavored with savory oils, spicy seasoned waterfowl, which is lovely. Any of you may attempt a recall knowledge of Brevoy law, politics, society. Recall any information about Lady Jamandi El.
What were those checks? You said
Brevoy law, politics, society. Best
Is
one.
there are there any advantages to using one of those 3 over the other? I have all 3.
So in my game, when you use or check, always cater whatever the law. Different information. It may not be better or catered to check.
I know none of that shit.
Oh, you know something. Definitely know something. I'll regale you with what you know. Is anyone else interested in rolling? All. So, those of you roll, you recognize Lady Jamandi indeed as one of the Sword Lords. She is a wealthy and influential woman who is recognized as one of Restov's greatest ones. And Lucas, you recall that her
figured I'd help him
dueling
out as he stepped out. There he is.
You back there,
I
Azriel?
rolled for you.
Yep, sorry.
You're okay. I was just saying that you recall that Lady Jamandi Eldori's dueling sword trails magical fire when it strikes, and while she used to take jobs as a mercenary, she now focuses on tending to the needs of her manor, her troops, and her duties to Restov. Well recognized.
Thank you. Swordmaster. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So the feast is going to go on for quite some time. 4 courses in all. I will detail them to you now as just a summary, and your conversations around the table happen over the whole course, and we'll have a chance to meet all the NPCs. Let me detail to you the feast that is prepared for you. So in addition to greens and waterfowl, the next course and the main is tender roast boar, and a finishing selection wine, desserts, and so everything is delicious, extraordinary. So you may spend your time, your night, talking with each other, talking with the folk that you are ready. Move on. Chance, get to know whoever you would like to hear the feast.
I'm going to look to the. So how do I ping? Like to tell you who I
Hold
want
down your left mouse
Hold
button long enough.
Okay. So that young lady right there.
Indeed.
I'm going to address her and let her know that, madam, that you look to be a bard. How long have you played anything that I would know?
The young halfling woman, blushes ever so slightly, is wearing leather armor and a leather warm. She has a large leather-bound journal in front of her, even. And she's sketching profile images of everyone present at the table while she dines. She's scribbling occasional notes for verses of tunes. Up at you, blushes ever so slightly. Oh, oh, yes, I'm Lindsay. It's nice to meet you.
Same. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna pull my hood back, so if she needs to sketch, she can get take in the full of Lucas, and
I'm very
that
much
way she can.
obliged.
And um, so very nice to meet you as well.
Yes. Have you come from far?
I'm from Brevoy as well.
Oh, isn't Brevoy wonderful at this time of
It is. It's very nice. My family, the Orlovskis, we enjoy things very very much this time of year.
Oh, I love when the fruit trees bloom.
Do you have a favorite?
I'm partial to the pear. Lovely and juicy.
Wonderful. I like my mom used to make me peanut butter and pear jam sandwiches to take to school.
Oh, if you've got a recipe, I'd really love that.
I will have to find one and send one your way.
Oh, much obliged, sir.
I'm gonna reach out and just give Rezkin an elbow and say, "Let me see that letter again."
I'll hand it to him. And continue eating.
Oh, I'm still eating. And I'm gonna look through it and I'm gonna read it. Is it addressed to someone specific or is it like generic?
So letters have gone out far and wide. The adventure path is a little vague on the exact specifics. It doesn't even have exactly what is written in them. But effectively, it's been sent out to adventurers of some repute or people of some repute, perhaps not by name, but by reputation.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm
So
going to fold it back up and tuck it into my clothing.
And it's up to you whether you came upon this honestly or if it fell into your hands from someone else.
It was liberated by somebody who didn't need
Yeah,
it
exactly.
anymore. Somebody didn't need it anymore.
And either way is fine.
Is anyone else other than Lucas moving about the room? We've
the main people that sort of as a general guide to help you out here, the people of note, it's going to be a fair few of them. The people that sort of stand around and make any sort of like meaningful conversation will be this fella over here. Will be
Ping that again. Sorry, I didn't see it.
these lady, guy, those three. Tachuccio will continue to make snide and awful remarks about everyone. And
How is he eating? Does he have actual etiquette?
etiquette, I mean, his etiquette is everyone else is beneath me. Enjoy that.
Does he eat with any kind of courtly grace at all?
I mean, he holds himself very well, but is not a politic by stretch of the... At least not to the likes of you. And Valerie
Well, neither
here.
am I, though.
So those are the main
Um,
ones. You don't necessarily have to remember them, but there's sort of one on each table. And then the other
Mhm.
thing that you will notice is that there are the table over here on the left-hand side, way over here, is full with adventurers. They are in like ridiculous, like full plate, like crazy level armor. They are clearly like seasoned, kind of adventurers. They're clearly part of some war band or adventuring band or maybe organization of some kind, all sort of featuring very prominent symbols and such. Um, so there's those guys as well, but they will generally be keeping to themselves, and the words that you hear from across the table are like regaling their exploits um, in other places of the land. I will address that heraldry.
Mhm. I would turn and ask Valerie what brought her here as well, since she had asked me. But I will let you finish with Nuts and Malkoff first.
So every time the gnome makes an error or a faux pas or something like that in what would be like courtly etiquette of dining, I'm gonna like loudly whisper it to people around me. Be like, "Oh my God, did you see what he just did?" And then
I
I'll
mean,
smile pleasantly as if I've said nothing.
yeah, nothing is of like devastating like faux pas,
Oh no,
but
no, the
he just
littlest tiny
insults
mistake.
everyone at every. One person he doesn't insult or one group he doesn't insult is anyone over at that table. Over he avoids them.
so
After a,
A heavily armed lot.
Yeah.
after a few minutes of having to listen to the gnome insult everyone, and listen to to Resnick just make all of the comments about that. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know what fork to eat with either. So I'm gonna go. What was that word you told me? Mingle, and I'm gonna leave and go to a different table for a moment.
Okay. So with that
yeah,
heraldry, you can learn some stuff. So this man, so he's the one that sort of stands out from the others. His name is Megavan. Um, Mega is ruggedly handsome man with a constant shadow of a beard on his. Wears his dark grey hair in a bun, and he carries a distinctive sword that bears the crest of House Varn, 4 hatchets ranged circle on its pommel guard. As you like try to like figure him out, would you go and approach him on figuring out who?
After I finished eating my fill of the good food, because that's going to be something I appreciate a great deal. Yeah, I'll roam around the room and I'll, introduce myself and say hi to people.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I notice the symbol, I'll be, I'll say something complimentary that I've heard about his house.
Excellent. He very much.
so I get up, like I finish my greens and such, and I get up obviously and walk over to Kazar, and I okay. I are you enjoying yourself, my friend? Did you get your fill? I know that you came in and you were a little famished. Are you getting your fill?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. I'm glad. Have you met anyone that I would find? Oh, word just escaped me. Oh, damn. That I would find.
Interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Worthwhile to
Thank
talk
you.
to.
Yes, that would be great. Yes, thank you.
The gnome over there seemed to have some loud words. You could speak with him.
I don't really want to. That gnome is an asshole.
Well,
I will let you continue to talk to. Is there anybody that you'd like to introduce me to?
not
'Cause
as
I'm
of
trying.
yet.
Okay, I was trying to get away from him, but I will make my way away from.
Then
Let you.
take a seat at a table.
You can talk to Valerie,
Or
I guess. I will come up. I will
Yeah,
talk to. I will talk.
Me and you both, Lucas. Me and you both.
What? Think that Tartuccio is an asshole?
Yeah, moved away because I didn't want to listen to his shit anymore.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
has immediately made an impression on you. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the impression is the impression is when do we get to play Kick the Gnome?
Perfect. That's exactly the type of impression.
I will move over to this table at the south and the west after the greens and before the second course has come out, and sit down and say, "Well, hello."
when we have a chance, I want to talk to Valerie as well,
Yeah, of course.
briefly.
So who are we saying hello to, Nuts?
Just to the table in general, very bright smiled and friendly.
Right.
He's
Then-
over with the dwarf.
Yep, that's fine. In that case, most of them will just, mumble an acknowledgement to you, but Harim. All right. Harim nods at you and hello. I am Harim.
Oh, Tarno. Nice to meet you, Master Dwarf. Offer my hand.
Same as likewise. Seems like we have a pretty good feast ahead of us.
Oh, the food is excellent. The company at this table, as I turn and just glare daggers across the room at the gnome, seems far more polite than where I was previously sitting.
As you speak with Harim, and like he starts, small talk, pleasant enough, and the ways of social etiquette and how to like speak well. And this man is actually very well spoken. He's calm. He asks, just the right level of detail sorts of questions, and he pays attention to what you say to catch the cue when you don't want to talk about it anymore, and then he stops talking about it and he changes the subject.
Very diplomatic. Got it. I will be as friendly and open about anything that I can, and discuss. I said, so do you intend to take up the task to the south that they were speaking of?
Well, you can abandon all hope and embrace the inevitable if you like.
Is it really that bad in the south?
Well, you know, the end of days is coming, whether it's south, north, east, or west.
Oh, really? And what, pray tell, gives you that tidbit of information?
What?
Why don't you make some sort of social check with this man and see what he's willing to divulge?
Me?
No?
No, he's talking
Donald.
to me. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't understand. There. There we go.
Your choice, what you want. Diplomacy check.
20 diplomacy. Nice.
And so the question that you asked was?
And what tidbit or where did you get this tidbit of information from that you believe that the end of days is here already or coming soon?
I am a devoted servant of Grotus. Naturally. And you know enough that Grotus, let me just double check this. Arian. But I believe it's
Do you want help
like
with that or not?
God of End Times.
Boom!
Overlooking Pharasma's boneyard. And awaits for the last living soul to die.
You know, he seems
He's basically
very,
the god of entropy.
he seems very pleasant a person to be having a conversation with for this to be the subject matter.
So something that you would notice in as you ask this is if you when you said are you sure that like it's that bad in the south, he would mumble something about you being too optimistic, and you get a hint of a dislike for too much optimism coming from him. So
Well-
everything is fair and reasonable on the surface until you start being like, things can't be as bad as all that. And he's like,
Oh, yes, they can. And here's why. And the
Right.
list of.
But you still will gain a point of reputation with him. I have to keep track of that, so don't mind me. You are going to be on a score of 1 with him, and we're going to be on a score of 1 also.
Megavan, one of the other ones at the table as well.
He was the noble.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, so yeah, you continue to talk to the dwarf. I'll go over to another table if that's alright with you.
Oh, yeah, go, of course.
Lucas did talk to Lindsay and Amiri.
What anything else you would like to like pursue with that? Any checks that you would like to make, either or both of these?
So I talked to Lindsay.
Lindsay seems very
but I gotta-
pleasant, easy to talk to.
She does.
She is a little too talkative. Keeps going on about like your mother's recipe and how that sounds really familiar, and talks about like the last time she had peanut butter, and it just goes on, and you're like, whoa, whoa.
That would be before you moved away.
Yeah, that's fine. So when I come, like I'm over here with this person.
Yeah, I think I got the
believe,
names wrong. That's Megavan there.
Okay.
Either way.
That's technically his general,
Okay.
I believe.
When does the next course come?
It's over the course of all of this. Like, just assume that they're
Okay.
coming whenever, and
Okay. All right.
I'm basically going for as long as seems appropriate. Like, if we've talked to people enough and you've at least got the lay of the land a little bit, then we'll sort of wrap it up. But this is your chance to like touch any bases you want.
Sure.
Yeah, so
I don't want to
talk to
like
Valerie
take
and
too long though.
ask her what brought her.
Valerie,
Valerie, what brought you here? Because she'd asked me.
That's Valerie.
No,
Valerie,
the blonde-haired lady
That
next to
one?
me.
Okay.
Yes.
And who is this again?
just an
NPC.
adventurer.
Okay.
Most of the room is adventurers. I'm even willing to hide them.
Look for unique photos.
It's hard when the room is full. Let me just hide anyone. Assume that there are other adventurers in the room. I'm just going to try and make this a little bit easy for you, so that you know who is meant to
Who's
be talked to. I
interactable.
guess. Interactable. One else is.
So let's see. Hang on. What am I doing?
Well, when this guy after Tar gets up and moves over to the other table, I'll strike up a conversation with this person and this person.
Yep.
And kind of just start ignoring the gnome entirely and just pretend like he's not even there.
Something that you note is he is absolutely happy with it. This actually pleases him, which probably annoys you, but
No, not really. He's not worth talking to.
all right.
He's
So
an ass.
Amiri is the one on the left. She's the giant of a woman with a giant sword on her back. And Lindsay is the one on the right, and she has a big notebook that she's like drawing portraits of, talking a little bit, but pleasantly.
Okay.
I'm interested in her.
So okay. Well, let's go to Rezkin. What do you want to be saying to Amiri and Lindsay? Any checks that you want to make with either of them? One might stand out, or if
Yeah, I just wanted to. I was just gonna ask, things like, so what brings you on this quest?
okay. Amiri will be fairly blunt. Are you a substantial physical specimen there, Rezkin?
Well, I'd probably be more athletically built than the average elf because I've been out on the road for living hard for a while.
All right.
Are you more strength or dex?
All dex. I have an average strength.
All right. So, fine. So, and good. So, Amiri will be brash. She doesn't really care about social niceties, but she's friendly. She says that she's here to smash some faces in.
Should be plenty of that. I hear there's bandits.
Well, they're sure to meet me axe. That's the way I'm gonna ask them a question.
I'll just return her energy right back to her, and just be pleasant and chat with her, and I'll compliment the. Sorry, I can't remember the names.
Oh,
I'm
that's
bad at that.
Lindsay.
Lindsay, I'll compliment Lindsay on her art, her drawing prowess.
nice. If you are going to compliment on her, why don't you make a social check? Can be
Okay.
society, performance, diplomacy. Point influence. So the points of influence are group wide, party wide, back in.
Yeah.
All right, so in that case, I've gone to you. Anything you want to do as far as making a check with Amiri as she talks about smashing heads in and about her exploits as a warrior?
I'll ask her about if she has any good stories about recent fights she's gotten in.
Yeah, I'll. You remember the story that she said before about a dwarf who insulted her honor and then she stuffed him into a crocodile's gullet. Well, she talks to you now about let's say that there was a band of marauding barbarians and that she was amongst a very few that helped defend a town, and she managed to fend off pretty much all of them by herself.
Very nice.
These bandits don't stand a chance.
Yeah, damn right they don't. If you like, you can make a social check with her too and see she likes you enough to influence. In this case, not gain a point, but I'll check. Apparently, she's not really interested in the trappings of society. She seems to be a little bit of a loner or a wanderer, a nomad of some description, and isn't really too interested in getting known in cities. That's why
I want to talk with Valerie.
So, Valerie is pleasant. A tall, exceptionally beautiful woman with striking blue eyes and a warrior's physique. Very well mannered. And anyone who has a joke, anytime that Amiri raises her voice and laughs raucously from the other side of the room, you see Valerie wince a little bit.
Every time she does that, I reach for my hammer. Every time she laughs, I reach for my hammer.
Okay.
And just tense my muscles and just.
Yeah, so you've got some camaraderie with
you enjoy her boisterousness as well, do you?
She says,
gritting through my teeth.
She says, "Oh yes, it's the best boisterousness I've ever seen." Her words full of sarcasm and sharing in your camaraderie of that's too much.
If she was in the tavern, 4 hours from now in the center of Brevoy, we could lock her up. I might quiet her for a while.
I don't think that seems like a
Hmm?
valuable fighter in the thick of things. A little uncouth.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes those who are uncouth can clean themselves up if you give them a chance to redeem themselves, but that doesn't mean the uncouth can stand. Refinement is a necessity.
All right. As you speak like this, see a sparkle in Valerie's eyes, and she looks you up and down, and she sees the obvious symbols of Abadar, as well as having heard you say his name. You may make a social check with her with a +2 bonus because you
Ooh.
are speaking lawfully.
I'm acting lawfully. Go figure.
Speaking
I wonder where that comes from. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's only your whole character.
We can fix that. Don't worry.
no, you can't.
We'll just annoy it out of you.
No. It's not about annoying. It's a blood transfusion.
Some sort of social check.
Probably diplomacy then.
No.
Ooh.
You do have hero points. You
Really?
could re-roll that, but it is
Yeah.
up to you.
That'll be worth it because that was just absolutely terrible.
Right, then mark that
And
off.
you gave me the +2 on it, and I got that bad. Which the +2 didn't actually take
That's
on that.
still only an 11.
Interesting. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have. Oh, there it goes.
Better.
+2. Yeah. So you act properly, you impress her, and you gain a point of influence with her.
Okay.
After having my fill with the nihilistic dwarf, I'm going to politely excuse myself, wander past the entertainers, nod at them as I go,
Okay.
and cross to here to see who this gentleman is.
Alright, so I did get things wrong earlier. That one is Megavan. He is the noble. But Hanastrelev is part of what I will say, because I got it wrong, is because we had a heraldry check. I will still honor the information about Meg. But in regards to Hanastrelev, you know that this band of adventurers, I can't find it right now, but I'll find it in a little bit. Oh, here it is. They're called the Iron Wraiths. Well, I'll put that in his information that he's part of the Iron Wraiths, an adventuring party. Their exploits are pretty well known by anyone from Freloy or... They're significantly experienced.
Have we heard stories of like some of the like more daring monsters they've taken on or anything like that?
I think you would have. And even if you hadn't, coming into this feast, you will hear at least half a dozen in the time of the feast coming from that table as they regale the story.
What kind of monsters are they talking about?
Yes.
Yes, all of them.
I will tell you this much.
Yes, that's hilarious.
Are you hungry?
Anastrelev is a
Really?
12th level adventurer.
Okay.
Ooh.
That should give you
So dragons,
some
maybe.
idea of what here, and his Iron Race are
Much
about
more.
half of his level. So, like, think something in the high before 10, or around 10, those sorts of things they've dealt with. So there's
Fire
some
giants.
significant foes. Yeah, there'd probably be giants in there, low-level giants, like hill giant, roll hero,
Small dragon. Smaller
maybe
dragons.
a small dragon. Things, but that's so they're very significant compared to you, but
So,
not compared to Lady Jamundi Eldori. He is beyond.
Yeah. What's up with her? The
JSL?
lady I'm thinking. Yeah. I would like
Right.
to get to know her.
JSL
Hello, my
is
dear.
deathly pale. She
What
wears
brings you here?
dark clothing. Her raven black hair is long. She has no jewels. Leaning against the leaning up against her table is a wickedly sharp scythe. She seems to look away from the light when you speak to her, so that her face is shadow. Like to say to her?
I'm not too much of a fan of the light either. But what brings you here, other than the obvious? And where do you come from?
She she finishes what she's eating, which takes too long. So there's like this uncomfortable pregnant pause. And then when she finishes eating, she doesn't look at you and she says, "Sorry, I'm a little distracted." And right at that moment, like Tartuccio lets like this horrific insult like across the table about how if she's so pale, then she's likely to either be an albino or born from a vampire, and some other ridiculous remark.
I mean, immediately respond with, "You, sir, are a raging asshole."
And you outspeak your rank, sir.
I get up. I come around the table, and I take my glove off my hand and slap him across the face.
Sure. Why don't you
Gonna
you
immediately
make an
peanut
attack
gallery
roll?
this.
What kind of a roll was that?
So you can target. So you remember
like a society
targeting
roll?
from Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Circle.
Yeah, I got it.
Target him. And then probably let's have a look at your character sheet.
Like the unarmed.
I think, yeah, make an unarmed strike at him.
Okay. Shit, where is it? I think I got it. No, that's not it.
Second thing, actions.
Oh, okay. Unarmed, yeah, unarmed strike. I got it. Yeah.
Miss. So
Ooh.
actually, he is prone because he is not missed. Hit him. You may roll damage. Four damage.
Slap the shit out of him.
I did.
Oops.
Are you
Like
wearing
those slapping
gauntlets?
contests where they wind up and just right. Where?
It's like Robin Hood Men in Tights, where he uses the mail gauntlet to accept plate mail.
It's essentially a sap.
He stands up.
Yay, combat.
Nope.
Oh, no,
Stands
I'm
up.
just kidding.
That would be a monumentally stupid decision. You may do so, but this whole campaign rests on you not doing that. He stands up.
I think he was saying that Tortugio was about to throw down.
Yeah. Oh no, he doesn't throw down. Tortugio stands up. He looks you right in the eye, like he stands up on top of the
Yeah.
the table, like he gets up, looks you straight in the
And his
eye.
back is to me.
Yeah.
Does he have a coin purse or anything?
Oh, probably. Let me check.
Don't do it. This is you know better. This is too high profile.
You are
I'm just-
observed by
Does he know better?
before
I'm
you,
just looking for right now.
before
he
you
know
do
better?
anything monumentally stupid.
Mhm.
You are observed by everyone in the room. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything in the room in front of everybody, but I'm going to
Why
get a
don't
good
you
look
make
right
me
now.
a perception?
Perception check. It's not under skills. Where do you find it on the sheet?
It is on the left-hand
It's on-
side.
Oh, I see. Okay, over there.
This is starting to remind me of the it's a meme where like
It says there's no active encounter.
That's
Oh, because that's initiative.
Above that. So just above initiative, you'll see perception.
Gotcha. Okay, I see.
Right under armor class.
Not good.
So you try and see if he's got any coin purses or anything, but you don't notice anything like visibly like apparent like that. But you do notice that he is impeccably dressed, and probably anything like that is significantly covered and stashed away beneath very impeccable
We'll find out where he's
fine
sleeping.
robes and silks. Yeah, he stands up, he looks you straight in the eye, Lucas. Says, "You, sir, are not worth my time." And he will move his way over to another
Where's his
table.
cheeks?
Hopefully he goes and talks with
Eskin,
the
you didn't know it
nihilistic
was that
dwarf.
easy. I wanted to talk to this person who looks like they're juggling glass balls with red fluid in them.
I wasn't done with Jumanji.
That's all right. We can cycle back. Why don't
That's fine.
you, Lucas, make me a check with JF?
Jason.
Jethel.
Let's see. What kind of a check am I making?
Well, you're trying to influence her. She's politely refused to talk to you.
Okay. Let's...
Well, she's not refused to talk to you, but she's like disengaging
ignored
from
her.
conversation.
Yeah.
Is she Elven?
Yes, but it's hard to tell because her cloak would kind of cover. She keeps like hiding herself.
Is she like
His hood.
so? Would diplomacy or society be the better check?
You don't know. See, this is the thing. Like you decide what you want. If you want to know about who she is and her standing and like things like that, then you make a society check. And if you want to like impress upon her, like you like trying to talk her into speaking with you, that's the point. They do different things. Not
Okay.
better or worse.
What would occultism help me with?
Occultism is a check about weird, crazy, like crazy shit that no one can really explain. Think like elder horrors and
Sure.
aberrations and weirdness and esoteric,
Sometimes
Oh, that's weird.
crazy.
cult-related
That's-
stuff.
You mean like
You cut out for that last bit. That's
you mean like her albino skin?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That.
I would like to see if I can like kind of empathize with her and hope that in the hope that that will give us a common like a common ground, so to speak.
Right ahead and roll. That's excellent.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Like maybe like I was shunned, like I was. I understand what it's like to maybe be shunned, quote unquote, kind of shunned by society. I mean, I know I'm a noble and everything, but like my current vocation isn't necessarily a noble vocation. Kind of like I took the other road, so to speak. Does that make sense?
I'm going to trust my table here. Anybody else uses this information, only you, unless you choose to share it with someone.
Mm-hmm.
You discover that Jaethel is more than likely undead.
Okay.
The fact that she keeps fighting herself, her pallid skin, and as you assess her and as you make an occultism check, it becomes clear to you more than likely, very high percent.
So
which
goth
means,
girl after all for
Which
you.
means Tartuccio was right.
yeah, which means the gnome was right as much as anybody wants to admit that shit.
Yeah.
Which would probably explain the daggers that are in her eyes toward him.
But I
I
stood
less
up.
of an asshole.
But see, I'm hoping that the fact that I stood up for her will help me.
Oh yeah. You will gain a point of influence with her so long as, I mean, I shouldn't tell you this. So long as you don't call attention to.
Oh, of course, I will not. I look. Okay, so is there any way for me to make eye contact with her?
Yes. She will. She will. She pretty much immediately looks away if you do, but you can do one thing with it.
Okay. Is there a way for me to say like your secret is safe with me, like in a very hushed tone, and her be able to hear it?
Yes.
I'll do that then.
Okay.
You just have to say it underneath the boisterous laughter from the other one next to you.
I know, like Amiri. Yeah.
Just wait, yeah.
You will stand.
Sure, Mary will say something.
Shrug. Place down whatever she's doing and immediately. Don't think that went the
Okay.
Cassiodor would like to speak with the juggling individual there, if I may.
It's just an adventurer. I've left.
Okay, that one was okay. I was curious. No, it's all cool. You can leave it. I didn't know if it was someone else or not. Okay.
So, the gentleman across from me.
Yep.
After the show with the slap behind me, I'm just going to turn back and say, that mouthy little prick had it coming. I can't believe he was that rude to the lady's guests.
Mega says, as a lord of a neighboring nation, he has some right to speak that way, but it is not wise to.
Oh, I will definitely agree to that. I mean, if it gets you slapped in a feast hall, you probably may wish to tone it back. Now, if he was home and choosing to be that rude to someone else at his own court or feast, well, that might be his prerogative. But you insult your host
I am
in such a way.
fairly sure. Probably considers wherever he is close enough to his home that he feels able to say and do whatever he wants to. It's at least what I sort of read of the man, but who knows? I could be wrong.
Oh, no, you seem to have read him fairly well, in my opinion. So, what is your plan for the South?
It's a good question. I am not quite as established as Lady Jamundio. Small towns would be being the third son of a Brevik baron. I would wish to increase my father's holdings and title.
At that phrase right there, I'm going to visibly flinch slightly.
Yep.
And go, oh, yes, I can see how that might be important to you and yours.
Yep.
Uh, and I'm going to get a little bit chillier as far as the way that I'm discussing with the guy, not because he did anything wrong, just because that hurts.
He stabbed you right in your salty wound.
He hit me in the feels, man. He hit me in the feels.
All right, so I think we've been
session daddy issues.
we've been in session for about 2 hours.
Yep.
I would like to take a break here for like 5-10. Go and grab yourselves refreshments, buy a break, and when we come back, we'll finish up. We might do one more round of each of you doing something here if you're interested. But I want
So I
to
can scare
lean.
another person off.
I want to lean towards like starting to wrap up in the feast and move on with. You've done exceptionally well so far. I hope that you're enjoying this. It is a little bit of a different introduction to Adventure Path, where you're instead of getting to know all these people and figure out what to do and what's what. So hopefully that's fun for you. We might do a little back. We'll see what players want. But everyone watching at home, take a break. 5 minutes. We'll be back real soon. More King. Hi everyone. Hope well. About to finish our break here. Hop in, say hi, make sure everyone's doing well. I hope you're all enjoying the show. It's like to have the wonderful players with us. Who knows? Like, we don't know if you repelled her or something else, but it seems that way right now. We will find out. Obviously, the way it's experienced here, slightly different. In characters and up close. So these are for watching the characters portrait, and they're in the same locations. Player, uh, yes, it is cutting. Sorry, let me fix that. Okay. So that should be better now. Sorry for the mic issues. Can those of you on video hear me okay? Okay. Okay. I can change the mic as all if... Alright, so looks like most people are back. So I will pop us back to the main overlay now. Load others in. There we go. Alright, so we left off somewhere through the feast, having talked to most of the willing participants here, getting a little bit of a lay of the land, figuring out what's what, who's who. So I'm going to go around the table and just make sure that everyone's talked to who they wanted to. We'll look toward wrapping up this scene fairly shortly, but I want to touch base with each of the player characters and make sure that they've talked to who they wanted to and made any checks that they wanted to make before we move on. So let me go and do that. So I'm going to go over to DM next, or Kasser first. So for yourself, is there, Kasseran, is there anything that, anyone that you want to talk to, any questions you might have, any checks you want to make?
Checks wise, don't know what would help me figure out this ironclad maiden next to me. But I would be checking what her interests are, what her plans are, what she's thinking. Just try to... I don't expect us to have the whole dialogue, but get basically a lay of her thoughts and plans. Because she seemed to be a ironclad warrior who seemed like it would probably be conducive to,
Why don't you make...
as I would see appropriate.
Why don't you make a perception, society, or warfare law check?
Oh, I didn't pick that one up yet. It's on my list. Alright, so you said society,
Perception?
warfare, or perception?
Yes.
I'll do perception. I did society before. Gotta change it up, right? Please.
Nice. Very good.
Scared her away. Damn it.
No, you did not scare her away.
No, I've been nice to her.
I was nice.
Yeah.
I was nice
Yes.
Nice guy.
You're as nice
to
as
people.
Blackstone's good at driving.
Shut
You know
up,
what,
you.
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that.
You were doing
I'm
your
sorry.
best to attempt to be nice, and she took it the wrong way. That's not your fault.
She did.
What?
She did.
Why'd you have to do that, man? Like, really? Okay, I don't give a shit. I mean, the first name that he brought up was Blackstone. I mean,
I know.
rub salt in that
I know,
wound.
it's
Why
like,
don't you salt?
Alright, so in chatting with Valerie, in addition to you finding her polite, well-mannered, not wanting to participate in crude jokes, Valerie is... she seems religious to you, being a follower of any religion. You don't immediately know which one, but the way that she holds herself, the way that she talks, leads you to believe that she's likely to be religious. And also the way that she talks leads you to believe that she may have been born into wealth or power, maybe a noble, maybe just an aristocrat. You're not entirely sure exactly her status or whether she still has that status, but just the way that she's talking leads you to believe that she was definitely born into something like that. She is notably taken by when you speak about lawful courses of action. So when you spoke about arresting someone and about doing the right thing and about pursuing justice, that is something that left a twinkle in her eye.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably talk to her about my order a little bit.
She gets all bothered whenever you talk about this dispensing order. Oh, man.
You can dispense order in
Is
her
it hot in
direction
here, or
anytime.
Is it hot in here?
So, because you found out some stuff, I'm going to give you a chance to influence her again. And I'm going to tell you what you can use, and you can choose one of these. The options are diplomacy, warfare, society, deception, or intimidation. She will apparently take to a warrior speak, based on how you're assessing her.
I don't do deception. But I do diplomacy
Alright?
and intimidation. And I want to do warfare. Deception's just not an option. There's no deception allowed.
Good luck with that.
So pick one of the others and.
Please.
Ooh.
Oh, flummox. These dice are being very bipolar tonight.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no social faux pas here or anything that causes her offense. She will not really engage with you on your god specifically, and she doesn't disclose at this time who she might follow, but it's pretty clear to you, based on everything that I've already said, that it's probably some sort of lawful god. And that she's been born into nobility of some description. So I'll leave those notes in... I'm not going to write all of that out, but I'll do that between the sessions. Thank you. So are we done with you as far as... like, other than your pleasantries to say thank you for the feast and blah, blah, blah?
Yeah. And on the way by, to say that, I would pass by Amiri and do probably an athletics check to give her a punch in the arm, and then tell her she's loud.
All right, go ahead. Make an athletics check with Amiri. Tell her she's loud. In a like light-hearted fashion.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a loud one.
She punches you right back, and you're pretty sure it's gonna bruise.
Through the armor? Interesting.
Yep.
Well, we all know that the glove bruised the gnome's face. We saw it.
So I'm gonna make a society check and apologize for my companion.
To whom? Oh, to Amiri?
To Amir. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
You can re-roll that with a hero point if you wish.
Yes, please. Yes, please. How do I do that?
So on your sheet, so you'll just roll the dice again, but up the top under your name, there's hero points. You just right-click to remove one.
That's it. Oh.
You left-clicked to add one instead of right-click to remove one.
Okay.
Cheater! Yeah, so then you just re-roll it.
Yeah.
Okay. She says, "Oh, I couldn't care less," and punches you in the arm too, like good-heartedly.
Ow. and I rub it.
You're pretty sure it's gonna bruise.
She is
I got him punched into that.
Amiri is a very well-built woman.
Oh yeah, she is. All right.
Praise his brick house.
Reskin?
I'm just gonna laugh and say I can't wait to see what happens when you meet the bandits. It's gonna be glorious.
She'll sort of growl and she'll be like, "Oh, I'm waiting for it too."
The only thing that I'm going to do for the end of this is to make sure that I approach and thank our host for the feast.
Of course.
And the opportunities.
When I see him moving towards it, I'm gonna join him.
Alrighty. Excellent. So you'll move forward to thank your host. She'll nod pleasantly as you do that. She'll say that she's eagerly looking forward to speaking more about the particulars of your possible missions and things in the morning. And she says that the feast will conclude soon, but she appreciates you joining us.
Return to my seat, which at this point I will plop down next to this bard and get out my own book, which is not sketch, and start, working on something.
Why not make a performance check for me?
Actually, when I come back, I'm gonna sit down here. I'll be like, lean over and quietly say to Lucas, "What the fuck did you say to her?"
That is between she and I.
Ooh.
Well, she doesn't seem to have liked it.
She
Maybe
does
don't
not.
say that again.
Alright, so Lindsay has
That
a
was
second point of reputation or influence for you, so good job, everyone.
Lindsay's
Good
great.
job, nuts.
Yes, 100%.
Alright, so Lady Eldori will stand, and the music will slowly fade. He says as he just presses the stop button. Alright.
I get up and accompany Kazar.
I would like everybody, please, to add a hero point to your character for your roleplay, for everything that you managed to find. So you may all add one hero point to your character for the rest of the session.
Thank you.
Lady Jamandi Eldori will stand. My friends, I hope you have enjoyed the food and drink this evening. Her words are quickly met with a round of cheers and the enthusiastic tapping of several dozen mugs and goblets. It takes a few moments for the room to go quiet again. Smiling broadly, she continues, You honour me, truly, but this night is for you. As heroes, you have responded to my call, and I can't wait to hear tales of your exploits in the weeks and months to come. Tomorrow, I shall speak with you all about your individual charters. I suspect it will be a busy day, so I suggest we make an early evening of it. After all, you have kingdoms to plan. Lady Jamandi's words are met with an even louder round of cheers and drinkware tappings. A few goblets even shatter thanks to over-eager hands. Lady Jamandi gestures to the large double doors to the east and west. Of course, I've arranged bedchambers for you all. My guards will escort you to them now. I hope you find them restful. We shall speak further tomorrow when we meet back here at sunrise. Lady Jamandi and the Lord Mayor will both leave the hall. I'll fade them out now.
And I will lean over to Rezkin and go, oh yes, sunrise, the bard's least favorite time.
For some reason, this
I'm gonna
little track of
keep an eye on where the gnome goes and what room he goes into.
Sure. Alright,
You can smell him out.
Follow the perfume.
okay. So, we do the blah 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 blah. Lady Jamandi leaves the hall, followed by a retinue of armed guards. They are wearing garnet-coloured cloaks over suits of chainmail. Other guards begin to escort groups of revellers to their rooms. Megavan declines a room, insisting he must return to Restov to attend other matters, and that he'll be back in the morning when the charters are given out. Hannah Strelov and the well-armoured Iron Race all have made arrangements to stay the night elsewhere as well, but they trek off.
Look over at Rezkin and go, a great meal and a free night stay, and I didn't even have to get my loot out.
You didn't want to sleep in a tent tonight?
No. There's
Sounds-
beds here, and it's warm, and it's raining outside.
Just going to join all of our group together. And copy our tokens here. Okay. East Wing A1. So we need to go East Wing. So we activate this. And AO1 loop. So let me just shuffle you around into there, into there. Okay, so this is where you find yourselves. In this,
Probably with a closed door.
yeah, up to you.
So, once we're escorted into the room, we'll look at our two roommates and we'll say, "Hi, Reskin," and hold my hand out.
Cassier,
I'm
Lucas.
Tarnal.
servant of the Radiant Fist.
I'm Tarnal, servant to an hungry belly. Fall into the bed immediately to my right.
I'm Lucas, House Orlovsky.
Alright.
And that's from Bravoy, Sorolowski.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to work on things within my notebook, basically chronicling what I saw tonight and what I thought was
Are
important.
you two cuddling?
No,
That's too bad.
I was looking out the window. I'm examining the room, the window, what's in the corner here, just seeing what there is.
Yeah, so this room, like many of the other parts of the manor, houses 4 beds. It contains a dresser, an oil lamp attached to the center of the south wall, several potted plants, a decorative brass brazier forged to resemble a sleeping red dragon sits in the left top corner. Also serves to keep the room nice and warm.
Better than being out in the storm, and I definitely said that out loud.
Damn right, and you will note that the storm continues to build and actually breaks upon this area and the land around it through the night. Okay.
Is the window one that can be opened, or is it the old version where they're not openable?
Let me check that. It is openable, but it seems to be locked for the moment.
It's fine.
Tarnal, I see
Just
a
verifying that it was locked.
I see a loop, sir. Can you regale us with
I'll sing.
some music?
We do have to be up at dawn. It'd be wise to get our rest.
I'm going to sing the only song I know about a foolish lawman.
Fair enough.
And then I'm going to smile and go to bed.
Fair enough.
I thank you for that performance.
You're welcome.
I turn into bed too.
It was about on par with Tartuggio's talking. Have a nice night.
Nice. Lovely. That's
I'm
so
going
nice.
to turn and look right at you and go, I wasn't insinuating that they're all that way. just the foolish one.
Who said you were the foolish one? Unless you think you're the foolish one.
Okay.
Like you do?
So you fall into a comfortable, warm sleep in nicely appointed beds, freshly cleaned sheets, warm blankets, and are accompanied by the sound of rain on the out.
Yeah, you're fading.
Your microphone just a little bit.
Okay, I will come over here. Let me just switch it for you. It might be very loud for you. Just let's... Hang on.
Good.
Yep. No, I have the problem too. Sometimes Windows decides that it needs to auto adjust, and it's like, no, leave it alone.
It's the one thing I don't like about Windows. It thinks it knows better than me. I'm like, no.
Well,
all right. How about now?
That's good.
a bit echoey, but we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you fall into a sleep until you are rudely awakened. All right. So. Shocking that the whole session doesn't go pleasantly.
What? And I thought I was supposed to be...
All right.
I will say that volume adjust needed to happen because, man, that startled the hell out of me when you turned the music on.
Apologies. Yes, you.
That's fine. Yeah.
We do have a soundtrack here, so lovely, lovely.
Oh, I'm not complaining other than goddamn.
Speaking of which, I need to change something here. Because apparently I'm not hearing that on the desktop, and I would really like the viewers to be able to hear that. Nope, still not doing it. Alright, I'll sort that out for next time. I'm not going to worry about it now. I apologize, but there is a soundtrack going on. Okay. So, you're alerted to danger by the cry of a lone house guard. Let me just have a look 1 second here. It seems to be coming from the east, from this direction somewhere. But obviously you are in your room, you can't know exactly. But a lone cry of the guard awakes you. And it's
How long does it take to put on a breastplate?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure you slept in that stuff.
You can't get restful
I'm
sure
sleep
it
wearing
did.
armor.
You can't sleep in armor unless you have a specific reason to do so. Sleeping in armor will make you exhausted.
Yeah, you can't sleep in any armor.
Is medium.
I think it's Die Hard that lets you do it.
Okay, on.
So if I hear somebody crying out, the first thing I'm going to do is roll out of bed and try to pull my armor on as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Same.
If I get done and Kazur's not finished, I will just step over there and begin assisting with the buckling of the armor.
1 minute to don light armor, 5 minutes to don medium or heavy armor. Take 5 minutes if you
Okay,
choose
I'd
to
have
put that
medium.
on.
Does helping have any effect on that?
Not without a feat.
Hmm.
What I will do is you may make an athletics check. Standard DC being 17, and if you succeed, I will take off a minute. You can only help one person
Me
at a
doing
time.
athletics or him?
No, him. He's helping.
Okay.
This is not in the rules, but I feel
will
like
try.
that's reasonable.
Oh yeah, you fail. Oh my god.
I fail. I can't help at all.
Yeah,
Like,
unfortunately,
Sorry, I don't know how to do this.
I mean, you're all thumbs.
Fortunately, it's going to take you 5 minutes. You can choose to not put it on by unequipping it. You're not sure exactly what's going on outside, but that cry from the guard has ceased as quickly as it started.
So it's. I'm going to go listen at the door really quickly
All right.
before I start putting.
So
armor
move
on.
yourself to the door, but not out of it, and then make me a. Actually, what we're going to do, I am going to roll perception for you because this
Okay.
is a secret roll.
I had actually moved over to Kazur.
So what I would do is I would take the arm. I would take the armor with me and start putting it on as we leave.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you're just taking it with
So
you at
I
this
took it.
stage?
Well, I'm trying to put it on as we go.
All
It's
right.
like putting on a
Even
jacket
knowing
while you're
that-
walking to your car.
Yeah, it's very difficult
Knowing
to
that
do.
it might take longer, yes.
Well, I think it also hinders you while you have incompletely donned armor.
Correct.
I can carry it without being overweight.
No, having armor on that's not correctly donned, I think hinders you.
Oh, yeah.
I think it gives you a penalty.
All right. So you've moved
I see what you're
over
saying.
to the door and you've made your seek check. All right. So let me determine if they are stealthy enough. So they're going to make stealth checks. Make these blind. I'm aware that you can just as easily, if you really want, see it on the stream. It doesn't really bother me. But this is the way that it should happen in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, where Seek and Stealth is secret, so that you can't like metagame and be like, oh, I'll just try again because I know that I failed. That sort of stuff.
No.
Alright, Reskin, you can hear the sound of 2 men, or 2 bodies at least, 2 people on the outside of this room. You hear, so, like 2 sets of footprints, and you hear the sound of them dropping something heavy onto the ground, gently, trying to be quiet, and you have the sick feeling in your stomach that that might be a body.
I'm gonna hold up my hand like behind me, like kind of like this, and like wave at the rest of the party, and then turn around and hold my finger to my lips, and then hold up 2 fingers, and I'm gonna then quietly draw my rapier.
And we haven't had anywhere near enough time to get armor on fully, have we?
No. So it's up to you how long you wait.
Nope, not waiting. Gonna take the.
How do
I'm
I
just gonna worry.
unequip armor exactly?
It'd be a minute or so to unequip it. So you go onto.
Well, no.
No, like I'm saying, I didn't equip my armor at all, right? Because
Yeah.
I didn't have a minute.
So in your inventory, which is the 3rd tab of your character sheet, you'll see on the right-hand side there are little symbols. So you
Got
go
it.
down to your leather
I gotcha.
armor, see the symbol, Oh, you just
Yeah, I just
deleted it,
stowed
I
it.
think.
Oh, I stowed it. It should be in my
Or
inventory,
stowed
right?
it.
Yeah, there it is. It's in my inventory.
That's fine.
In my backpack.
Look down in the bag.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
it moves
So,
it to
yeah.
the backpack.
That is all good, and yeah, you can have the rest. That's okay. I
I'm not
will
waiting
even
anyway.
allow you in the time that you've gotten up to equip one weapon. Okay, so you may have one weapon each equipped. As
Okay.
you've heard this shout, and you've like, oh, quickly got your weapon out. I can envision that. I'm gonna allow that.
As I pull out a spear with a fork on the other end.
So I take it that we're gonna enter into initiative by the sounds of this. How you choose to start this is up to you. I'm gonna have us go into encounter mode. So we're gonna add an encounter. You may roll for initiative now. It's gonna be stealth for these guys.
Couldn't have had that on the other stuff I needed it on. Don't need it on this.
All right. So, given all of that, this is our first initiative, the first combat of Pathfinder 2nd Edition Kingmaker, everyone.
Woo!
Nice.
All right, so
Let's hope we don't all die.
yes, we're going to begin the encounter. Pressing that button, and Kassaran, you are first to act as Reskin is ready to open the door.
I don't have the carousel, so I'm reloading.
I would delay. What is the rules on that?
I'm not sure that I have the carousel module.
Oh, okay.
You're going to delay. All right, so there's two ways of doing that. You can hold an action, which is just an action, or you can move your initiative to any point and take that initiative. But that's
Okay. Do I have to pick that point now, or
yeah, you choosing one of those two courses of action.
okay?
Would you like to
I'll just
like
move.
have a trigger for an action, or would you like to just move your initiative to somewhere else?
I was gonna say I'll just move my initiative to after Turnhill.
After tunnel.
He's kind of in front of me right now.
Okay. So you will take your turn then.
What are the rules on moving through friendlies in Pathfinder?
It's difficult terrain, so it will be it'll be an extra 5 feet of movement per square.
Okay.
I've
Unless
got
you
just
tumble
a,
through.
You
I've
can
got
tumble
just a
through.
gray screen. There it is. Sorry, I got it. I'm good. Sorry.
So the next thing to act does stuff. Let's make. Yep. Lucas.
Yep. What you need?
I need you to take your actions. Whatever you would like to do.
So I've already equipped my blade.
Yes, that is no action because I allowed you to do so.
Yep. I would like to open the door.
Right, you'll need to move to the door with an action. The issue with that is Reskin's in the way. If Reskin chooses to stand aside, you can do that. If not, you
Yeah, I won't hinder him.
okay? Then you may do so, and you may open the door. And you're going to step out of the door.
Yes.
So I'm going to reveal some things to you now, okay?
Yep.
Okay, so you've taken two actions. I will allow in order to do that. Normally that would be 3 because can't interact in the middle of an action. I'm okay for you to end up there with 2 actions. We'll
Okay.
play a little tiny loose with the rules.
Sure.
So you can end up there. You've got 1 action left, Lucas.
I will take a perception roll.
A perception
See
roll.
to see what I can perceive, like see if I can see anything or hear anything.
Okay.
Based on what I can see. Let's see.
Okay.
It's a pretty damn good perception roll.
It is. So the outside here is a large hall with a polished marble floor and several potted plants line the walls. There are tapestries depicting woodland hunting scenes which adorn the east wall. And you see 2 figures, both to your left. Presumably, they're the ones that Reskin pointed out. They both have studded leather armor on. They're cloaked. They have daggers in hand, and they have hand crossbows that are sort of on their belts.
All right. So I
There's
turn
also
around
a bloody body at their feet.
Okay. Can I relay any of this information to Reskin?
Yes, it's free to speak.
Okay. I relay that to everybody.
So everyone hears two enemies, daggers, studded leather armor, and hand crossbows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. We will go to the next one of the enemies. He is going to move up to you. And he's going to try to slash you with his dagger. Stab you with strike. It is a miss as you nimbly dodge out of the way.
I have to reload because I don't see anybody. I don't see any enemies on my screen.
Oh, hang on. I see what the problem is. My problem, not yours.
Okay. Because I opened the door and I didn't see anything.
There you go. You should now see. Do you now see? Let me ask you that question.
It's loading. Hang on.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see him there now. I can see in the little sliver of light. I can see part of the footprint.
Yeah. All right. So he misses you. He's going to try a second time with a penalty to roll. 22 still hits, and because it hits, it's a critical hit.
Actually, as I see him swing, I want to chide him. Attacking a weak fool like that is not worthy of someone. You should seek redemption. I want to
Is
use
he within
Glimpse of
15
Redemption
feet
since they're
of
both
you?
within 15 feet. I think he is. It says there. It says he's within 15 foot.
Showing me
Oh, they're
20.
saying he's 20.
Yeah, Lucas is
3
15.
squares. I guess it's the secondary is.
In this case, we're going to say feet away. That's what the rule says. So,
Well, it's your judgment call whether we're doing the second diagonal is 10. I'm good either way.
I'm just going to take what the ruler says. And so he causes 8 points of piercing damage to you, Lucas, as the dagger
Ouch.
plunges into your chest. Thankfully, nowhere vital, but that's still kind of nasty.
Ow.
And Reskin, you hear a whelp from Mr. Blackwell as a dagger plunges into his chest.
The hallway's kind of narrow there,
It is.
so I am going to grab my short bow from the nightstand next to me where my stuff would be piled up. How many actions is it going to take to grab and equip the short bow?
If it's going to be an interact action to grab it, did you have a weapon that wasn't
I
that?
did have the rapier. I did draw the rapier initially. Yes.
It'll be 2 actions to do the thing to get your weapon, the correct weapon in you.
So sheathing this, retrieve the short bow, and then arrows. Okay, so that's 2 actions. So my third action, I would like to tumble through where Lucas is to go back this way.
You can just do. Let me just check tumble through 1 second. See one thing.
Strided speed during movement. You can try to move through
So it's
space
through
of
an enemy
or
space.
acrobatics.
So you don't need to tumble through on Lucas. If you wanted to tumble through to the other side of the enemy, that would be when you would tumble, because you would.
Oh,
be
I'm just trying to avoid getting smacked as I move through. Like I thought tumble through would be to avoid attacks of opportunity or something.
If they have it.
So tumble through success, move through the enemy
Oh, I see.
space, difficult terrain. So you don't avoid attacks of opportunity.
Oh, okay.
But not everything in Pathfinder has an attack of opportunity. So he may or may not have one.
Yeah, it's a feat kind of style setup for that, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Feature.
Well, chance it. Move through.
He does not make an attack of opportunity, as he cannot make it.
10. So that'd be 10 to move through there. 5, 20 feet of movement to there. Okay, I will stop there.
Mm-hmm. And that's 3 actions.
I got good line of sight from there, and I will be done.
Perfect. Tarnal.
From where I'm standing, can I reach out through the doorway and touch Lucas?
Can you reach
Well,
upward through the door to touch Lucas?
Is he within reach of me at that point, within touch range, is what I'm trying to ask.
Sure. I can imagine you leaning through the door without moving.
Oh. Well, never. Let's see. Which one's this? Actually, I don't even need to do that for the one that I'm doing, but I'm just going to do this.
Nice.
There. Do you need me to
Okay.
click the apply?
Yeah, let's see if it works. So as long as he's targeted, yeah.
No, you targeted yourself.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say
had.
you targeted
I've got him targeted though on my setup for that.
him. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for the healing.
If
Oh,
he
that's
hits
range,
it,
that's
it'll
range
heal
30
him.
feet. That's not touch.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I was also looking at either that or I was going to do protection. It's either give him an armor class or give him his hit points back. I figured the hit points back would be more useful right now.
They are. Thank you.
And it's exactly what he took, so he is at full health.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what
if Azrael clicked it, it should have healed him.
Do you want me to hit apply?
No, it's all right. It's already.
He,
To be fair, I never saw my HP leave.
That's all right. We might have missed a step, but that's fine. Good.
No worries.
not a big deal. That's one action for me at that point. What are the rules for multiple spells in a
That's two.
round?
No rules.
Soothe is
Just got to have the actions to be able to do it.
just actions.
Okay, how many actions is?
But soothe is two
Yeah.
actions.
Yep.
That's those two little arrows next to it.
Yep. Done two. You've got one left. Anthem. Nice. Fire yourself and your allies. You and all allies in the area get +1 to attack rolls, damage rolls, saved against fear effects.
Noise.
I'm going to put it right.
60-foot emanation.
It's an emanation, it has to be on you.
Okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
it's basically telling me I can put it where I want elsewhere too. That's kind of strange then, but okay. That would be my actions then.
Excellent work. Casseur? Shifted your
Yep.
momentum.
Moving up. Can I reach the guy through the door?
Yes, you may.
Then I'm going to swing my hammer at him. And tell him. The law states do not injure those who are unworthy. Oh, I forgot to target him.
The 15 is enough to hit.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't target him. I meant to.
Okay, roll damage.
I clicked, but then I remembered that it doesn't work that way. I can't right click him. I'm not you. Do you want me to add the +1 from the aura?
No, we can do that manually. Doesn't matter either.
God dang.
All right. Settle down. Settle down. Now, you did not declare this to be non-lethal, so
Nope.
he will meet his demise.
He's new at this. He forgot that he's supposed to do that.
Oop.
But he hears the crumpling noise and is like, oh,
My cat just jumped.
Right.
Well, the cat here just jumped.
that happens.
Blood, guts, and yeah.
Sorry, I got you dirty.
Sorry. Justice is a bitch sometimes.
Slightly messy.
I can just
so
see,
you've
like,
moved, you've attacked.
the maul coming down, like, and just like taking the guy's head and like smashing it into his body.
An
You have
explosion
an
of gore.
It's a maul. It's just a big double two-handed hammer.
Yeah, you just smushed him.
Yeah, he just crumpled.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your third action?
He's trying to pretend he was a nail and drive him through the floor. Floor 1.
Because you can't break your stride movement up into between other actions, right?
And you break your
So if I
stride.
stride again, it's going to be...
Normally, you cannot break your stride up.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I'm just verifying.
I gave a little bit of grace to Lucas, but it was 1 square.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's what I was thinking. I will ready my action then, my final action, to swing again if an enemy moves into that cell.
2 actions to ready it. 1.
Oh.
Also
I
2
didn't see
actions to swing.
Not normally.
It isn't? I thought
Only an
striking
action
was
swing.
2 actions.
Striking is...
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's a special kind of strike. Like...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Option instead, then, you could hit him again now. Well, you can't because you're not in range. You could move. You could...
I can hit the... Yeah. Can I push Lucas back?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to shove Lucas back 1
Lucas, do you want to be shoved back?
towards Rezkin.
Would like to be pushed back?
Yes,
then you can move
I'll
yourself.
be pushed back. He's protecting me. It's okay. Push me back.
That is successful.
It
So
took-
that is all your actions. Dude.
I feel naked without my armor.
At least you're not actually naked. Thank God.
Thank goodness.
I think you're the one here who enjoys being naked around others.
You might want to try it.
Yeah.
Not with you.
Target Lucas.
He wants to get naked with Mallory.
I don't need that kind of sword fight.
they
Misses
running?
Lucas, so he's equipped. Moved.
Well, it's a ranged attack.
The feck?
Yeah, it's his hand crossbow.
He switched to the hand crossbow, took
Well,
a shot.
he's got a hand crossbow in his other hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Dagger in
advantage.
one
of a
hand, crossbow in the other. Yeah.
He
Crossbow dagger.
will... Yeah, he will reload for his
By the
final.
way, guys, first blood.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. One less person to
Target
question.
Rezkin. Out and crossbow.
It's the heat of the moment. We got two more to consider. You only need one of them alive.
3 points of damage to Rezkin as a crossbow bolt flying from the south. Moved, he shot,
God damn, how many fucking shots?
It's 2 different people.
Okay.
Lucas.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all that I have, I don't feel like swapping weapons, so all that I have is my short sword. Well, how am I on movement? Like, can I close the gap?
What's your speed? 25. You can move 25 per stride.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can basically get up
Yep.
to. Yeah, let's just do that.
So you can move 25 feet per action.
Okay. And then Tarjay. Let's do another.
And Matt, you're welcome to correct anything I'm saying. I'm saying based on my limited knowledge of the system, just trying to help out.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. Good.
I thought I had it. I thought I had it drawn already. Okay. Whatever.
Well, I mean, you had a weapon that could have been drawn at this point. I don't think that's going to count against what Matt's doing for actions for you.
Okay.
Alright. First
Yes.
attack. He dodges nimbly.
Do I?
I'll catch you, fetcher. Suddenly we're in Tamriel.
Can I swing again?
Yeah, you can swing again.
Yeah.
It's at map -4 because you have a agile. So in your attacks,
Yeah.
in your short sword, you'll see your first strike is +6. And there's another blue button which says +2 with MAP -4. That's the one. That's the button that you press. The MAP -4. This means multiple attack penalty and means that you take a minus.
All right.
Again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's it.
2 quick strikes and he dodges both. You're pathetic. Riskin?
I am going to take a shot at the one that appeared to the south.
You gonna pin him to the wall or pin him through the eye?
Doubt I'm going to do either.
Ooh. You could, if you wish, use a hero point to re-roll that, but obviously.
No, I'm not going to use a hero point on that.
Okay.
I'm going to then move, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, can't do it that way. Okay. 10, 15, 20. Oops, too far. One there. And
You're gonna leave me out.
yeah, I'm going to move back in there and I'm going to be like, there's another one that's appeared to the south, and I'm going to point around the corner the way I came, and then pull a crossbow bolt out of me and throw it on the floor. Swear.
Perfect. And tunnel.
Kazur, are you
And
going
I'll
to
let you by
pass?
if you want to go by.
Thank
yeah.
you. I'm gonna move to right there. It's one stride. We're going to target this one. Can't break up my stride though. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And don't break up your stride. Join me.
Roll ahead.
Nice.
Roll for damage. So.
Does not show a damage setup for that. Once I did that attack, Needle Darts is supposed to be.
Let's see. Which one?
Needle Darts. I Needle Darts the one next to Lucas.
So your damage is in the box of the needle darts, just under the attack. In the chat.
There we go. Okay, thank you.
10 points.
Very nice.
Nice.
That'll hurt.
Solid hit, dude. Oh.
It's a cantrip too, so that's a brutal ass cantrip.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
3d4 for
So-
cantrips are beautiful.
Yeah, and so as you this summoning of 3 darts, do they take on a certain form? Is there a certain metal item that you use to transform? What does this sort of give us a
Oh, I
physical
usually just keep
affectation?
a few little bits of wire
Mhm.
on myself, and they literally just look like twisted bits of wire flying from my fingers
Right, so
to stab
3
into them.
3 bits of twisted wire fly out and bed
Nice.
themselves into this
Yeah.
man who just falls over, crumples over dead, bleeding.
I figure it's like stuff that you would use on your loot.
Which
That's probably appropriate. Would probably be extra wire for the loot.
yeah, loot wire. That's great. You moved and you cast
Did
a
a
spell.
2-action. I am done. Yeah, that's a
Yes,
2-action
sir.
spell. So
Is over to you, sir. You believe that there is probably
Well
one
done,
more,
Tonel.
but you do hear.
I'm gonna point the other way rather than the way I just looked
Yeah,
before I'm done.
You do hear the sound of battle coming from other room. This stage.
So I'll move there,
Sure.
and I'll look at him.
Splat.
Drop your weapons or die.
Okay.
Oh, I told you to go fuck yourself.
So you've moved. Any other actions?
You know, squash him.
Does he look like he's going to comply, or do I need to
You have
intimidate
no
him?
idea.
Or
You could make a perception check to see what you think he might. He doesn't say anything, is all.
Squash
You-
that fucker.
You've made one action to move there. Could you not hold your action to see whether or not he goes to drop weapons?
Absolutely ready in action to
Yeah,
attack
I'll
him
do that.
if he tries to hit you.
if he does anything other than drop his weapons and surrender, which I tell him to do, I will swing my hammer at his head.
It's his turn.
Smush his ass.
See.
I didn't know if a valid intimidation roll or anything would be needed. That's why I asked.
Well, I mean, you can roll it, but you haven't because you were preparing an action.
I mean, you could just hold up the hammer with the blood and the brains on it and go, "You're next."
Oh no,
Drop
that's
your gut weapons.
that's basically what I was doing. Is
All right, he says
choice.
die, and you get
Redemption or hammer?
to make an attack because he's doing something other
Okay.
than dropping his weapon.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
An explosion
yeah,
of
you
gore.
can roll a critical hit
Now,
for him.
yeah. This mall has some benefits with crit too. I thought, but I can't recall. Or was the other one I was looking at?
You don't have critical specialization.
Oh, it can do shove.
Yeah, you need a
But
feat
we'll
check.
just go ahead and roll this.
Yeah, roll the
You guys ready?
critical version. Yep. 14. Nice. Targeted.
And I'll do non-lethal on him.
You cannot do that at this time.
Oh,
So
okay.
How that
No problem.
works for the future is when you declare your attack roll, you must declare it as a non-lethal attack, and when you do so, you take a -2 to the attack roll,
Okay, good to know.
and you kill him.
splatter.
Yeah, so you guys hear a nice noise again from the side.
Something very wet sounding happens to.
I will look around and see if there's anyone else within sight, or if we just hear battle a ways away.
You do hear the sounds of battle. So what it says here. Sounds of battle raging in nearby rooms. It sounds like more of these bandits or characters, whoever they are making some ruckus in some of these other guest rooms. You are now
Okay.
in a 2 foyer. So again, let me just describe. The large polished marble floor now has even more corpses splattered all over it, and blood and guts pouring all over it. Several potted plants line the walls and are splattered with blood, and tapestries depicting woodland hunting scenes adorn the east wall and thankfully are not splattered by blood, but could have been. It looks that both the guard corpses that are in the area and the rogues that you have just defeated seem to have equipment.
Who wants a hand crossbow? I would like a
I
hand
can fit
crossbow.
their stuff in my pouch, my
Yeah, me too.
pack, if you want.
Cutthroats each have um, one dagger, one hand crossbow, studded leather armor, 10 bolts, 5 silver pieces, belt pouches.
Do you guys want me to carry the stuff?
I would like to have one of those hand crossbows.
Same.
Right, let me.
Can I recover my arrow?
Uh,
No. Okay.
I am far more concerned with where the sounds of battle are still coming from to try to move to help.
Yeah.
get to that. It is getting close to closing time, however. So, Reskin, you wanted a hand crossbow. Who else said that they wanted one?
Lucas.
Just did?
Yep.
I don't believe that I am proficient in that. So
No. And the rest, we want to go on to the big guy.
sure.
He can divvy it up later.
Yep.
Yeah.
He can be trusted, unlike me.
Yes, he can.
That's part of why I offered.
So I'm going to fade them out once
figured it'd
they've
be-
been looted. So I'm looting them now. This one.
Yeah. After I equip that hand crossbow and my and then pull out my rapier, then I'm gonna follow Tarn.
I'm not going by myself.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, but I'm far from stupid.
So you've now looted all of the thieves, and before the guard that is dead on the floor has chainmail armor, longsword, dagger, crossbow, bolts, and a clearly labeled minor healing potion.
Take the healing potion, leave the rest as it's Eldori property.
That's fair.
Healing potion is if we need to save one of her people.
Or one of us.
Technically, we're one of her people now, right?
We're fighting her war.
Anything else is illegal because they're hers.
on this table
And then,
went.
yeah.
So you just take the healing potion.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're telling us we're supposed to do something different.
No.
I mean, that's all my character would do because it is hers.
So let me narrate then what else is going on. So you hear. Let's check this. You hear battle coming from the west, like down here somewhere. Let me check if there's anywhere else. Just want to make sure. Yep. So sounds seem to be coming from down the corridor. This stage.
Through the doors. Okay.
Yeah.
What I would suggest to the group, this is actually talking to them, but at the same time, I'm not doing it in character, is that we check the rooms, make sure anyone in them is woken up, and we get our armor on because I think we're going to need it, which means I'm unfortunately going to need to ask for help because mine takes a while to put on.
Right. So you
Yeah,
may
I
go
will-
up to the door that you want to
That's
open, and you can do whatever you want there.
So I don't know.
I'm going to listen at this
Which-
door first, then knock
Okay.
if there's no sounds of people
I'm
moving.
not going to require checks here, just for facilitation of getting this done pretty quickly. None of the listen checks that you make on any of the doors along the hallway leading to the north or south have any noise. Just to facilitate.
Well, I'll knock on the door, and then after a second or two, if nobody responds, I'll open it.
Okay.
I'm going to move to where I'm standing and put my armor on.
Like, I hate taking this time, but I know I'm not going to be help if I don't wear my armor.
So
I have 13 AC if I don't wear armor.
The area that you open up there, Reskin, the two of the beds are soaked with blood, and a severed human hand lies in the middle of the floor. Adventurers housed here were killed in their sleep, and their corpses must have been carried away. They're not here. You see a longsword and a tanglefoot bag that have been hastily kicked under one.
I'll grab those and then move back out. I'll set the longsword down on the floor next to Cassir, and then move over to this door. And I will
Keep
stow
the tanglefoot bag.
Yeah, he said he moved over and put the longsword down there. Yeah, he didn't say anything
Yeah,
about
I'm going to stow the tanglefoot bag.
Yeah, just confirming. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, does anybody have any thieves' tools? Because you need them to disarm locks.
Yes.
Okay.
What are those dirty things?
So Reskin,
Joking.
I'm at a locked door around here where the bloody corpse was.
Let me.
Sure.
Angle.
cutting out again, Matt.
All right. Well, we're going to be finishing up here soon. I'll divvy out whatever loot you guys find in the week. So basically, that's going to be healing potion, the Tanglefoot bag. You'll find uh, in in one of the rooms you'll find 5 corpses. There are 2 humans, 2 dwarves, and a halfling. You'll find empty rooms with bloodstains, hints of recent violence, and another room with 5 corpses, 2 female humans, a male human, and a male dwarf, a male elf. And there's various things on them, and you can make your way after all of that over here. We're going to be finishing up here for the night and winding down with our session. So I'd like to, as we finish up, just shout out each of the players that do stream. So Temnix here. We're going to shout out Mixed Nuts. We're going to shout out Israel. Guys, if you weren't already following these wonderful streamers, so thank you to all of my players who have prepared their characters, who have set apart time to come and play tonight. I hope you had a lot of fun. We will be continuing on a weekly basis as regularly as we can, and so we'll be here next week. Thank you everyone that was watching. Thank you to my players. We'll finish up for the night and just do a quick debrief and any questions off stream. Otherwise, let me just see if there's someone I can raid out to. I'm going to pop myself to the ending screen and raid out while I answer any questions and say goodbye to my good friends here. So thank you everybody, and stay tuned for the raid, whoever we ended up. Bye for now.